Hey boys and girls, it's Wootini from GayGamer.net here with another one of my video podcasts. As you can tell from my awesome shirt, I went to see Carrie this past weekend. They had revived the old Broadway show, Off-Broadway. If you don't know, Carrie, based on the Stephen King book, is a rather humongous Broadway flop. It's a classic flop. It had a bunch of previews, and then it closed on like its third or fourth performance. It was a disaster. Because it was the 80s, Debbie Allen choreographed it, it was all insane, and they had like spectacular sets and ridiculous giant staircases, and oh, forget it. But you can imagine how hard it is to do the prom scene with the destruction on a Broadway stage. So, it didn't really work, and they tried to do everything stylized, but they went for spectacle, and it was insane. But there were some good songs in it, so I was very curious when they did an off-Broadway revival, and I went to go see it this weekend, and I thought it was terrific. They replaced a lot of the like pop songs from the first go-round that would have sounded particularly dated and cheesy. And they basically just updated it to the current day, which is kind of disturbing how the bullying just really still holds true. And by making it a very intimate, low-frills performance, they did exactly what they should do for this particular story, which is you identify with Carrie, you sort of feel bad for Tommy and Sue, and you become emotionally involved. Instead of the original Broadway production, which was all spectacle, because they thought that's what people wanted in the 80s, was spectacle. And that doesn't work for a story like Carrie. So watching the show, I had the same reaction that I did when I read the book or when I watched the movie, which is, you kind of feel bad. And then you sort of want it to stop at the prom when she's happy, because you're like, oh, just stop now, and everything will be fine. But then, of course, it has to end badly. But I was pleasantly surprised, so I bought the t-shirt so I can commemorate my visit. Although this is a good show, I think, so it should last for quite a few performances. In other news, I also saw Chronicle this weekend, which is one of those found footage films about three young men who come across some kind of, I don't know, alien thing, I don't know, something's buried in the ground, and it gives them telekinetic abilities, which they then use to have a lot of fun with. But of course, power corrupts, and things, of course, don't end well. Not that I'm giving anything away, because the movie itself, while it's actually a very entertaining, fun movie, I mean, it's pretty telegraphed from the beginning, like, for the most part. Not exactly, but what's going to happen to certain characters, like, you know where they're headed. So, but yeah, that was a good watch, too. Oh yeah, and this is supposed to be a video game podcast, so I should maybe talk about video games. I know Soul Calibur came out, but I don't think I'm going to get it because, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fighting game fan, and while I did enjoy Soul Calibur on my Dreamcast back in the day, like I said, I'm not a big fighting game fan, so I know everybody else is enjoying it and whatever, I see all over Facebook and Twitter and stuff. I'm going to give it a miss, I think. I'm still playing Skyrim. I'm still having fun. And then, of course, there's awesome downloadable content for my Rock Band and Dance Central and SingStar. So, I have plenty to keep me occupied, really. And Resident Evil Revelations is coming soon for the 3DS, which, I mean, I played the demo, but, I mean, I don't want to play it too much, because, like, that's part of the game, so then if you play a demo too much, and then you go to play the game, then you're bored during that section because you already know what's going to happen. Which is why I've decided that I'm not actually going to play the Mass Effect 3 demo when it comes out next week, because I don't want to spoil the game. Because as I understand it, because I wrote the article for the site, the demo for Mass Effect 3 is going to be the beginning portion of the game. And basically like level 1, or the tutorial, which makes sense for a demo, that it be a tutorial kind of thing, so they don't just throw you in the middle of the game and expect you to already know how to use all these abilities and weapons and powers and the controls and whatever. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, I don't want to do that because I kind of want to buy the game, start playing it, and enjoy it start to finish. This will kind of make me bored at the beginning of Mass Effect 3, which I should not be bored at the Mass Effect 3 beginning. I should be very excited to be playing the final chapter in this thing and getting my femshep Sonya Shepard back into the fray and saving the universe again. So I'm not gonna get the demo. I'm not playing the demo. I'm not gonna play the demo. And also, I wanted to say I was playing some Dance Central this week because they released Forget You, which I know we would all rather have the uncensored version, but Forget You's choreography is really, really fun. So I was playing a lot of Dance Central, and I realized that there's a bunch of songs from the first Dance Central that, and a couple of downloadable songs that I got when I was playing the first Dance Central that I haven't actually played in Dance Central 2, so I don't have a score. And I'm like, oh, I should go fill in some blanks. And, like, doing that, I find that for some reason, and I don't know if it's just me, but playing Dance Central 2, I found it a lot more responsive to the movements and choreography than Dance Central 1 was. So I felt like Dance Central 2 was easier to play. And I said that in my review on the site. But now that I'm playing some of these Dance Central 1 songs, I'm finding that, I mean, like, there was one song I'm doing a sidestep, and I'm like, how am I getting an almost on a sidestep? Like, what is that all about? And I feel like, for whatever reason, the original Dance Central songs aren't as responsive. Like, they're not working as well. Maybe they're too picky, and the new Dance Central 2 songs are less picky? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But it's only those songs that I'm not able to get good scores on. All the Dance Central 2 stuff I'm getting fine scores on, so I know that it's not my dancing ability. Have any of you noticed that Dance Central 1 songs seem slightly pickier or less responsive with the motion controls? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not playing anything new right now. I'm basically just biding my time until Resident Evil for the 3DS, I think. And I'm just still playing Skyrim. So I gotta go kill a dragon. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I really want to do this mission. But she wants me to come with her to kill a dragon, and then she'll explain some stuff, so I kind of have to go kill that dragon. Hopefully I'll have some more help. I always like to, if I see a dragon, I always like to lure it back to a town where I can have some people to help me. Just, you know, because it's dangerous. They're big and scary, and they'll kill you. I'm not powerful enough to take them on by myself yet. Maybe someday. That'll be fun. So anyway, I feel like I've gone on long enough, and I will shut up now, and I will see you all next week. Bye!